Welcome to Time Alone with God. We're going to complete Matthew chapter 25 today. Verse 31. When the Son of Man comes in his glory, and all the angels with him, then he will sit on his glorious throne. Before him will be gathered all the nations, and he will separate people one from another, as a shepherd separates the sheep from the goats. And he will place the sheep on his right, but the goats on the left. Then the king will say to those on his right, "Come, you who are blessed by my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundations of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. I was a stranger, and you welcomed me. I was naked, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you visited me. And I was in prison, and you came to me." Then the righteous will answer him and say, "Lord, when did we see you hungry, and feed you, or thirsty, and give you drink? And when did we see you a stranger and welcome you, or naked and clothe you? And when did we see you sick or in prison and visit you?" And the king will answer them, "Truly I say to you, as you did to one of the least of these of my brothers, you did to me." Then he will say to those on his left, "Depart from me, you cursed, into eternal fire prepared for the devil and for his angels. For I was hungry, and you gave me no food. I was thirsty, and you gave me no drink. I was a stranger, and you did not welcome me. Naked, and you did not clothe me. Sick and in prison, and you did not visit me." Then they also will answer the Lord, saying, "Lord, when did we see you hungry, or thirsty, or a stranger, or naked, or sick, or in prison, and did not minister to you?" Then he will answer them, saying, "Truly I say to you, as you did not do to one of these, of the least, you did not do to me." And these will go away into eternal punishment, but the righteous to eternal life. What is this passage talking about? Well, what we see taking place here is we have a king who is dividing people into two parts. One part are being rewarded, and the other part are being punished. Well, who's being rewarded? People are surprised of what the king is rewarding them for. Not for what they did to the king, or at least what they think they did to the king, but what they did to those who are related to the king. The king calls them his brothers or sisters. Individuals who did things that were helpful, kind, compassionate, and loving. The king accounts that as if the act was actually done to him. And likewise, those who had opportunities to do the same thing chose not to do that. The king takes that as an affront. That's what's going on in the passage. So how would you apply that to your life? It's interesting if we have opportunities to help people, and at that point there we have a choice. Do we help them or do we not? If we think that by helping them we're actually serving Jesus, that changes our whole perspective on whether we're going to help or not. Feeding somebody, helping someone with a flat tire, that we're actually helping Jesus. Provide clothing. One of the things that we are blessed with here in America is that we have so much stuff. Sometimes we have so much we don't really know what to do with it. That's sort of a challenge for us. What do I do with all of my extra? If we can think what we can do with that and help those who are in need, help those who are of the faith, it is as if we are doing it for Jesus himself, and we'll be rewarded. This also reminds me of another passage clear back in the Old Testament. It's called the Abrahamic Covenant. It's where God tells Abraham, "I will bless those who bless you, and I will curse those who curse you." Same thing here. If we bless those who belong to God, those who are part of his family, God says, "I will bless you." Perhaps you can think of other ways you can apply this. Until tomorrow, have a good day. Tomorrow we will be in Matthew chapter 26, 1 through 16.